Welcome back to everybody to Outdoor Country Adventures. Today we're in Washington County, Virginia, fishing Whitetop Laural. This is our first time over here. It looked like it really got a beating from Helene though. Everybody I've talked to said the water's all moved, the holes are different. You can tell the roads has been washed out and everything. So but this is our first time coming over here, and we're going to see what we can do. We'll be using Fuller Boyz baits today, using their dough baits and stuff, but I want to show you behind me. This is a beautiful little creek. That's one thing about it. I don't know if there's very many trout, but it's beautiful. The water is crystal clear. I don't see any kind of trout in here. That doesn't mean they're not in here though, but they were supposed to stock it yesterday, and we're going to give it a try. So let's get down here and see if we can get something going, and we'll bring you back in a little while. Like I said, it's our first time, so we don't know where to stop and fish at. They got a section on above us here. I think it's artificial only, single hook and everything, but we're just really over here scouting around today, and if we can find some trout, we will, and we'll show you what the fish is like. So we see you in a few minutes. All right, we're going to walk down here. Try to get started, trying to find a way down here without breaking their neck. I believe I'll try right down here. Like I said, it's pretty, but I don't see any trout, but in this, where the shadows cast out here, doesn't mean there's not any in here, but you can tell they've really had to build all these roads and stuff back from Helene. It pretty well destroyed this area, but let me get down through here, then I'll cut the camera back on. All right, we made it down here. I'm going to start out with all right, I'm going to start out with Midnight Pearl. I usually don't start that till a little bit, but it's the first thing I pulled out of my pocket. Might as well try it. This water in here is moving really fast. I'm fishing with no sinker. So if you fish with no sinker, you need to follow your bait as it goes downstream and keep it off the bottom. Keeps it out of the rocks that way, but there was our first cast. Let's see if there's anything in here. I hope they were bigger than what they was yesterday, I tell you. We fished in Crooked Creek yesterday, and I had to turn more trout loose than I got to keep because they're so little. Like I said, this is our first time here, so I'm just trying to find a place to fish now. And I'm coming down here to the lower end of the hole. Oh, there's a bite. There he is. Well, I guess we're at the right place. That was the first cast this morning. Nice little rainbow. And it looked like he swallowed it. All right, we'll bring you back in a minute. Didn't get nothing that time. Let's try it again. Probably need to move back up here because I'm actually standing where I want to catch them. So Like I said, this is Whitetop Laural. This is our first time coming over here fishing. So this is all new to us, and you're seeing it as we see it. And we're trying to bring it to you as real as we can. That way when you come over here fishing, you know what to expect. All right, that's 2 floats down with pink salmon. I'm gonna try probably spiced garlic. I believe I'll go in with to try it. We fished at Crooked Creek yesterday, and spiced garlic was the ticket over there. And then this really light water, this clear water, for some reason they really like the spiced garlic. It's got a pretty yellow cast to it, so. All right, let's go in with it. I'm gonna throw it. Like I said, I am fishing with no sinker, and this water's running pretty quick, so you might have to work it a few times to keep it down next to the bottom. There was a hit right there. Oh, I missed him. Looks like the spiced garlic's going to be a ticket again today. I'm gonna downsize it just a little bit because I'm using a small number 8 hook, and sometimes they'll mouth it and they got a hold of the bait and they don't have the hook. So if you do that, make it real small like this, about the size of a pinto bean. You see that's really little. The only problem is getting it to go lower in the water column when you do that. But all right, I'm gonna throw it right here in this hole again. I did get a strike on it. I don't know if there's any kind of like chubs or stuff in here, so I'm assuming it was a trout. This is the second cast with spiced garlic. Bite's been really slow. I've got about 3 hits. I don't know if it, well, be daggone, there's a hit right there. I swear it seemed like every time I start talking. All right, it's moving with it. I'm gonna give him a chance to swallow it. There he is. All right. I was just getting ready to quit this spot. Looks like a little feller though. All right, that's a brookie. They did not stock brooks in here yesterday, so, and if you can see the white on it, this is more than likely a wild brook trout. Beautiful little trout. Got him right in the corner of the lip right here, and we're going to turn him back. I know I was getting something soft hitting though. Caught him on spiced garlic, so we're going to turn him loose. There he goes. All right, we moved down the stream a little bit. We're going to try this hole right down here. See if maybe one is floated down in there. Like I said, we're using no sinker, so this water is quite swift for no sinker, but I swear you would think it would be a trout laying down there though, in that slack water. Oh, there was a hit. There might be something down there. Something hit it. There he is. Well, It's a little native. Well, look how little that feller is. Hold still, little buddy. Another native brookie. Yeah, pretty. I know they look like a place for a trout. I'll get him off here though. Here he goes. I love catching them little old things. They're beautiful. That's what I said. First time I ever used a bobber trout fishing and caught one the first cast.
That's a nice one too.
That's plumb embarrassing.
Net beside of you.
There you go.
You used my net right there, dude.
Well,
I think he took your hook too.
he did. Well, I'm actually going to turn the camera on this kind because it's going to be all my buddies is going to make fun of me. Look at that. I be daggone. Second cast with the bobber on and I missed him. This is plumb embarrassing, people. Yeah, what? I've been packing them bobbers in my truck for a month now. But I was like, any of my buddies see me fishing with a bobber, they ain't gonna believe it. Look at that.
You break out 35, pack with 35 in it?
Well, I feel a lot better now about my
bobbers work, don't they?
I'm gonna borrow your net.
Get mine too.
I will do her.
You can't do two in the net at the same time and game board don't like it.
Oh, really?
No, they don't want you netting them both at the same time.
I can't believe this. Two casts, two fish just by putting on a bobber. Dog it.
I just laid down right there.
Okay.
Like it.
I can't believe this. People, I'm gonna tell you something. Everybody was using bobbers and everybody was catching fish but me. So I put a bobber on and two casts, I got two fish. So
You're a bobber believer now.
don't do what I do what everybody else does. Are you all sure? My daddy said, listen to other people, but I can get a little stubborn trout fishing and I can't believe just putting the bobber on made that much of a difference.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I learned stuff. This guy here.
You see somebody catch about 30 before you come down here?
Yeah.
Watch what they're like.
That's all you got to do.
I'll ask questions.
Pretty simple, ain't it?
Well, like I said, I never tried a bobber trout fishing. I've always,
You raise them up for about another foot, you'd be better off than what you are now.
You know,
Raise them up about another foot.
yeah, I'll try that and see.
This is deep.
I was getting,
Right here. This
How-
10-foot fishing pole.
I was worried about my daggone bait there for a minute. I was like, something's wrong.
I thought I was going to say you, Joe.
And then put on the bobber,
Not me.
put on a bobber and start catching them. That's beats all I ever saw. Look there, he done already got one.
You already got. If you get to loving them bobbers, you get you some of these kind.
Yeah. Well, everywhere I fished, I ain't never seen a use of a bobber, so.
Oh, really? I use my float. You get so many hang hooks.
Look there.
Look at him hitting that.
I'll be daggone.
There he is. There he goes. Here you go. You use his net there.
I got him.
You know, working use that net.
That was really.
I use it right there. Well,
Well, I know they was chasing this black pearl earlier, but they would not pick it off the bottom, and this putting that bobber on. Well, he's a male. He's squirting stuff everywhere.
male fish ain't.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I would have never believed the bobber made this much of a difference, but
You know, I catch fish for a while with the floater, and then quit, and I take it off and bite, and then catch them, and then put it back on there.
yeah,
Yeah, no joke. It makes a difference.
I was getting disappointed in my bait there for a while. I was like, something's wrong. But I can't believe just, look at there. I can't believe just putting the bobber on made that difference. I got one pecking on it, but there he is, finally. Well, I'll try. And this gentleman here, beside of me here, talked me into putting on a bobber. I got to give him credit. Got it off the bottom and started wearing them out. I can see though with the bobber on, you need to yank up instead of yanking sideways.
Pull out.
I'm noticing that too. Like I said, I don't never fish with the bobber, but it sure has made a difference today. And I appreciate you telling me too.
No, we're using that for a little bit.
I've had them in the car for, like I said, a month and I just wouldn't use it. Well, never had to use it because I always caught everything, but never too old to learn, are you?
No.
I can't believe this, putting that bobber on made that big of a difference.
Yeah.
I never thought about fishing with a bobber for trout.
No, that's not where you can catch them.
Oops. Hey, man. You got that 20-foot rod. I believe he might have picked my bait off. I got about 4 or 5 hits, and
But we got you.
yeah, because that's that real soft where it got wet. Yep, they got me.
Clean it out. Hold on, I'll get one for you.
I'll have to go with that pink on there. We'll go back in with pink salmon this time. They was liking that early. There he is, as soon as it hit the water. This is unbelievable. I can't believe a bobber made that much difference. You might as well use your net because that one's a little bit heavy.
Got him, though.
I don't want to flip him off. Aren't warming long enough. I've done so good with this midnight pearl. I'm gonna see if I can get my last one on it.
Nice meeting you, dude.
Thank you very much.
I would ask your name, but I ain't on them.
Well, I ain't neither. I like one more getting the limit, and then I'm gonna call today. But just adding a bobber's made all the difference in the world up here fishing. They wouldn't touch nothing earlier without a bobber on it. If it touched the bottom, they wouldn't touch it. Look at there. As soon as it got in the water. There he is. That's number 6 right there. Woo! Broke the line right at the thing. Well, everybody, that's all we got for you today. You can see we had a little adventure today. We went to Whitetop Laural, what they call the lower section, and done some fishing there. First time we'd ever been there, but man, the fish were small. So we tried to fish there a while. We caught a couple of little rainbows, and then we started catching some wild brookies. And where we were fishing with dough bait, we were afraid they're going to swallow it and we might accidentally kill some of them. So we loaded up and went to Buller Dam. This is our first trip there. It was an experience, now I'm telling you. Lots of trout was in the area, but man, they wouldn't bite nothing. And the reason was, I don't really know how to tell you. We were using Fuller Boyz dough bait, and as you threw it down, it would sink. You know, it's designed to sink, so it sank pretty fast by the time the trout got over there, and if it touched the bottom, they would not, I repeat, they would not pick it up. And this guy beside of me said, need to put on a floater. Well, I never trout fished before with a floater. You know, we've always used fished in pretty fast water, and you didn't have to have a floater, but he convinced me really quick to put on a floater, and we raised it about 5 inches off of the bottom. Water's quite deep in that dam area, so as long as you kept it 5 inches or better off of the bottom, man, the trout tore it up. We caught them on pink salmon and midnight pearl, a black make that Fuller Boyz make. It's highly scented with anise oil, and the fish really loved it. The trout were going crazy over it. Like I said, as long as you had it off the bottom, we filled our limit just in a little while. And before we left, we gave it to someone else there fishing, and he was getting bites off it when we left. So if you can, go down there and subscribe. Doesn't cost you nothing. Just remember, YouTube is free, as long as you don't want to have commercial free. If you don't want to watch commercials, you do have to pay for that, but it's free to everybody. And a lot of people say, oh, I thought if you subscribed you had to pay a subscription. No, unless, like I said, unless you don't want to watch commercials, and you're still paying in the long run if you do it that way. But like I said, subscribe, like, and leave some kind of comment. Ask questions about the Fuller Boyz baits, how we were fishing, where we're going fishing, where would you like to see us to go fishing at. Like I said, we're traveling all over in Virginia, and we're going to try to venture maybe into West Virginia, North Carolina, trout fishing, and we'd like to have some recommendations from you all on where to go. Maybe some places that you like to fish we don't know nothing about. So we've been traveling all over Southwest Virginia. But that's all we have for you today. Hope you enjoy this video. It was, like I said, it was rough fishing at first, and then figuring out if you didn't have a floater on that you weren't going to catch nothing. I don't care what good bait you had. So, and sometimes it pays off to listen to other people that fishes the areas. Don't get too stuck up on yourself and think, they don't know what they're talking about, because I'm telling you, if I hadn't put a floater on, I wouldn't have caught no trout that day. So, like I said, that's all we have for you today. We'll see you next time on more Outdoor Country Adventures. God bless you and your family, and have a great day. All right, we moved down the stream a little bit. We're going to try this hole right down here. See if maybe one is floated down in there. Like I said, we're using no sinker, so this water is quite swift for no sinker, but